When we think of a leader's personality type, we tend to focus on extroverted types such as the ESTP or the ESTJ because of their natural charisma and drive. However, INFJs and other introverted types hold a unique sense of leadership skills that are unlike the leadership styles we are so familiar with in today's world. Welcome back, Psychos. Today we're going to talk about exactly that, the 10 things INFJ characteristics that make them ideal leaders. But before we get into it, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead, we'll wait for you. Be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it, starting with number 1. They plan. Every leader requires a good set of natural planning skills that allow them to communicate and dictate the most appropriate use of time. And it's fair to say that INFJs certainly have this covered. INFJs are natural strategic planners in their everyday lives, and when it comes to leading other people, they can easily piece together proper order of action. In fact, beside the fact that most INFJs run on to-do lists and future-oriented goals, they also have the knack for sifting out potential dead ends, unnecessary uses of time, and unideal outcomes, making planning all the more specific and particular, as if they have the ability to plan both forwards and backwards while ensuring they properly balance their realistic ideas and their idealism. This allows them to make goals that are attainable in a way that encourages growth rather than expecting and demanding immediate perfection. Number 2, they're willing to disrupt the status quo. There's no question that the INFJ marches to the beat of their own drum, paying little attention to the social expectations that have been set out for them. Well, when it comes to their leadership style, this couldn't be more true. INFJs aren't afraid to use their creativity and imagination in the workplace in order to find easier or more enjoyable ways of doing things. They aren't stuck on tradition, and it's fair to say that most INFJs would never blindly implement something just for the sake of implementing it. Everything they encourage needs to have reasoning behind it, and if that means going against the social norms or not taking someone's advice, then so be it. INFJs are out-of-the-box thinkers, and if they're pushed to think inside the box, they can lead to their fullest advantage. Number 3, they choose purpose over profit. If money is the only driving force behind a leadership position, you can bet an INFJ probably won't be sticking around for long. This isn't because they see anything wrong with that concept, and in fact, it's because this passionate advocating type actually values purpose over a paycheck. Especially when talking about workplace leadership settings, the INFJ knows if they are spending the majority of their waking hours leading a specific group or cause, they want it to count. When it comes to entrepreneurial leadership styles, INFJs want to create products and services that help humanity in some way, shape, or form. They are extremely cautious in the impact of their actions, and if they're the ones on top, they want to be sure the ripple of their actions and decisions work to help the world. Number 4, they can easily see the bigger picture. INFJs are natural experts when it comes to synthesizing information and past experiences to create a bigger, more complex picture. They see all aspects of life as interconnected, so when it comes to leading, INFJs are able to understand and properly value every contributing aspect and position of the people they are leading. But aside from that, this big picture idea allows them to avoid getting caught up in the unnecessary details. The small hardship or pointless disagreements, this makes the INFJ more focused on how they can connect with people and ideas, how they can properly encourage growth, and how to easily facilitate harmony with all components of their team, a truly ideal leadership skill. Number 5, they care about inner growth. INFJs care about inner growth, but not only for themselves. They actually admire the concept of personal growth for everyone they meet, especially those who look to them for direction or advice. And so when it comes to being a leader, this INFJ characteristic becomes beneficial in more ways than one. In fact, if INFJs were a worldly leader, the changes they could choose to make in the world would not only help themselves, but also inspire the change in others in order for them to better themselves. Most likely sourced from their introverted intuition, the INFJ understands the value of strong inner growth within a workplace or society, and see it as a crucial component to the overall success of groups. So, beside the empathetic portion of this inner growth concept, they also see it from a logical standpoint. Number 6. They don't cut corners. INFJs love value and they appreciate when things are done right. They don't like taking the easy way out, skipping out on the minor details, or turning a blind eye on the crucial components of a project or business. This balance of perfectionism and high standards that all INFJs possess in their day-to-day lives are only amplified when they're in the position of guidance. In fact, when INFJs are responsible for the decisions and outcomes of a project, the perfectionistic nature and self-pressure can actually become overwhelming at times for this reason. Yet, once they learn to utilize this characteristic in a positive manner, they can effectively use it to their advantage by being helpful rather than harmful self-critic. Number 7. They value rest and recharging. INFJs may be perfectionistic, but they do value rest and recharge time when needed. Now, I'm sure that doesn't come as a surprise, as INFJs are known for their love of solitude, but it doesn't stop there. As a matter of fact, INFJs value the power of self-reflection within their leadership style and have a hesitancy towards encouraging the concept of working relentlessly. Contradictorily, INFJs may have their times of all work, no play, but they don't wish that upon the people whom they're leading. They want to encourage the idea that there's more to life than success, deadlines, and competition. Not to mention, avoiding burnout is a major focus for this type. So as long as everyone is doing their part, rest and relaxation should always be encouraged in an INFJ's eyes. Number 8. They love and care unconditionally. INFJs see right through the egotistic leadership style of today's world. When INFJs are in a leadership position, they come with a little more modesty and empathy rather than a need for power, since it's in their very nature to care for and value people on a deep level. These modest traits are just as apparent when it comes to their leadership style. For example, when it comes to playing the leadership role in a corporate or working setting, INFJs don't view their people as replaceable money-making machines for the sole purpose of personal gain, profit, or ego boosting, as so many leaders tend to do. Instead, they truly value their employees and team members as people and as workers, which allows them to easily forgive, understand, and encourage their people on a deeper level. Number 9. They encourage with humility. Speaking of empathy, INFJs try to approach every leadership challenge with humility. They believe there's no room for callousness or heartlessness in the workplace or group setting, and they take the appropriate steps towards creating a harmonious environment that can't be knocked down by such an unavoidable aspect. INFJs know that in order for their harmony to happen, they have to encourage it. They understand that people need to be listened to and understood rather than being harshly blamed for being inadequate. This approach facilitates a proper foundation for self-improvement because people are much likely to grow and succeed when they have a supportive leader behind them who sees their flaws as a chance to learn rather than an imperfection. And number 10, they are self-aware in their actions. INFJs don't resort to pointing fingers. Instead, they react and ruminate about how their decisions may have contributed. They are able to take a step back and get a good look at their actions to decipher whether or not the outcome was appropriate. Considering they are a naturally self-reflecting type who holds extremely high standards for themselves, they always want to be leading by example. INFJs understand that we can't change for the better if we stay blind to what needs to be changed. This allows them not only to know when it's time to pack it in and when it's time to go full force on decisions, but it also gives them a good idea of how their actions are affecting other people and the outcomes of the project. In fact, self-awareness is one of those not-so-common leadership skills that not many leaders demonstrate in today's world. Luckily for an INFJ, it comes naturally. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. So, what other characteristics make the INFJ a great leadership type? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.